How do herbs work? Chinese medicinal herbs are arguably 60 to 70% of what constitutes Chinese medicine. It is a much bigger part than acupuncture, in fact, as it's practiced in China. And you can do more with it. It is internal medicine. So how does it work? Well, whenever it happened, humans found themselves here. A couple hours after that, they found themselves here and hungry, and they started eating things, and they found certain effects with certain foods. You know, when I eat that, it makes me sleepy. When I eat that, it makes me wake up. This one gives me diarrhea. This one stops my diarrhea, etc. And they just were writing this all down and saving this knowledge. The real treasure of the Chinese culture is the continuous written record that they could spend, a physician could spend 60 years in practice, try a whole bunch of things out, figure out a whole bunch of things, and amass this wealth of knowledge. And then they write it all down, and the next generation goes to med school, and they start their inquiry at the end point of his or hers. So they start building and building and building. In the West, we lost all of our classically gained knowledge with the fall of the Roman Empire. And it wasn't until the Renaissance that we've started rebuilding. So our medicine's at best some 400 or 500 years old. They never had a Dark Ages in China. So what we have now is the culmination and the continuation of thousands of years of experimentation, observation, and documentation. So they'd find, hey, this herb helps with back pain. And somebody in another part of China would say, no, this one helps with back pain. Well, what happens if we put them together? And this one seems to be causing some sort of unwanted side effects. Well, what if we add it to this one? And just tailoring these formulas, these custom blended formulas to what the patients need right now. This is why nobody can make $1 billion practicing Chinese medicine, because there is no one size fits all. There's no point prescription, there's no herbal prescription for back pain. There's a prescription for back pain as is manifesting in you today. And you could need a different formula next week, or somebody right next to you with the same sort of back pain might need a different formula. So it's very individualized, very customized. It is written in Chinese medicine that if a Chinese medicinal herbal formula causes unwanted side effects, it's clearly not the right formula. We don't have that mindset in the West. It's, we've got the one size fits all pill, and usually the one size doesn't fit all, so we have to give you other pills for the side effects for it. But with Chinese medicinal herbs, we can customize the formulas. Problem with practicing Chinese medicinal herbs in our society right now is that our patients are already on a handful of meds. And we've studied herbs for thousands of years, not me personally, but my lineage, the Chinese masters that have been studying this, they know what is safe in the herbal world. We have not had enough time to study these with the latest drugs and see how they all interact. And there was one physician, one master I studied with, Dr. Richard Tan, may he rest in peace, who said, patients always come to me and they say, I got this problem, doc, what should I take? And I say to them, that's the wrong question. It's what should you give up? Maybe it's that third cup of coffee you should give up. Maybe it's that medication that's causing all the side effects. Maybe it's the late nights. But it's not always, the answer is not always to keep adding more. Sometimes it is. But the way I practice herbs, I want to do as little as possible. The way I practice medicine, I try and do as little as possible to get patients back into balance, give them the tools to stay balanced, so they don't need to keep coming back. They don't need to take herbs for the rest of their lives. They don't need to take drugs for the rest of their lives. I'd like all my patients to be on as little as possible, but still everything necessary. I'm not anti-Western drugs. They have their place. But the way that they are being prescribed now is as a panacea and as a lifelong treatment without enough attention to why this problem arose in the first place and what we can do to make sure it doesn't come back. So this is another rant that I will go off on at another time, but that is my little spiel on how Chinese medicinal herbs work. If you'd like to learn more, send me a comment. You can call my office. Please like and subscribe, and we'll talk soon.